Virgo, hi. For those of you who've been here before, welcome back. And for those of you who it's your first time, welcome. I'm Denise. This is Surrender to the Flow Tarot. And I'm going to do a timeless general reading for the collective of Virgo. So it's Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising or Ascendant, or Venus. It's a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone. If it does, take what resonates. Leave the parts that don't, but just be careful not to put yourself in a story that might not be yours. You don't want to relate to it. You want to resonate with it. Today's reading is an archetype reading. We are asking the universe what archetypes you most embody and then how to keep them in balance. And we are using a new deck I got, the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. At the end, we will be pulling a card with like a last piece of advice from the universe, from the Priestess of Light Oracle. And I have 4 other tarot decks that we will be using some combination of for clarifying. 2 of which are also new, the Black Tarot and the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. And then 2 oldies, the Muse and the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Okay. So, my Virgos, are you ready for some football? Are you ready for your archetype? Are you? Let's see. That was fun and easy. Ooh, you got the healer, but in the dark aspect, but no worries about that. Just means something we got to work on. And on the bottom, the Maiden. I haven't had either of these yet. So this one on the bottom is the archetype that you have been embodying the most. What? Hold on. There's like people in the alley. There's a man out there. He was in the Taurus reading and he went away for like 45 minutes and I just saw him again. I don't know what's going on, but I have a tree out there that's like partially fallen and he keeps coming by the tree. Anyway, sorry. I might be like a little bit distracted, especially if suddenly my tree starts disappearing. So, okay. Bear with me. Thank you, Virgo. Okay. The Maiden. I'm super excited to see what this is. And for the Virgos I know in real life, this feels so good. So let's just see. Let's see where we are. The Virgin, the Princess, the Innocent. When it's light, in its light aspect, which it is, when it's upright, is curious, enchanting, sensual, full of vitality. That sounds like the Virgos I know. When it isn't, when it's in its dark, it's pretends, projects, denies, fantasizes. So that's your low vibe, and then the light is your high vibe. And when either of those aspects are showing up in you, it's your alert that you're in the Maiden archetype, okay? Do you long to be rescued by another or receive a kiss that brings you back to life? Be wary of waiting for a prince. Break the spell of your own life. Moving from the Maiden to the Mother is challenging. It goes Maiden, Mother, Crone. Often leaving unresolved tensions between the 2 archetypes for years, if not a lifetime. It's really interesting for those Virgos of you out there that have strained relationships with your mother. This could be why, because your archetype is the Maiden. You feel me? So it's kind of always going to be in some kind of opposition where you just won't see eye to eye because you're coming from totally different views. It doesn't have to destroy everything though. You feel me? Once you understand that parameter, you can know where to keep each other. You know what I'm saying? You can let go of guilt too if you have any. about that you're just to the mother and the maiden are totally different, you know? It's like a Republican and a Democrat or whatever parties, two opposite, very opposite ways of seeing something that won't, there'll be some overlap sometimes, but there's going to not ever be like a conjoining. You feel me? A full union. So maybe that will take some, maybe that will relieve you, some of you, of like stress and burdens, you know? It's not you. You're not doing anything wrong. Okay. The Maiden archetype is the epitome of innocent arousal, naive sensuality, and precarious purity. She is compelling and addictive because of her flawless and youthful glow. So male, female, or non-binary. This just means this is the aspects that you most embody, okay? These are like how you react and respond in your natural reactions. You know what I mean? She's the first archetype in the trifecta of Maiden, Mother, Crone, and rightfully so because she has oh so much to learn. The Maiden is perfectly positioned for trouble to come her way and subject her to a challenge that leads to the next phase of womanhood. Interesting. She must grow up, yet hesitates at the threshold, enamored by the charms of youth. The Maiden represents the side of us that is riveted and curious, drawn to shadowy forests, dark nights, and taking just one taste of poisonous fruit. Her magic is edgy and includes both shame and delight. Let yourself fall down the rabbit hole, young one. Okay, let's read the healer, and then we'll talk about this. And the light worker, the gifted, the old soul. Now you got it in the dark, okay? In the dark aspect, which is tired, needy, forgetting its own practice. Self-contained, grateful, and awake. So you're a little bit out of alignment right now. Yeah, there's something happening in your maiden form that's got you a little out of whack. No worries. You can come back into alignment. The image of the serpent is eternally tied to healing and medicine. Both Western and Eastern, the Caduceus and Kundalini, study the serpent and his power. The wounded healer is not someone who was wounded and is now healed. It is someone who continues to courageously break open the self and ego as a means for deep integration. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Though some claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma, the force of this archetype is within everyone. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. In Sanskrit, the word avidya, A-V-I-D-Y-A, means forgetting, and it is said that this is the source of all suffering and disease. The healer's mission then becomes to move through the comfort of forgetting, through the veils of ignorance and denial, to reveal the radiance that already exists. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycle of healing is not linear. It is a multi-layered and circuitous process, always leading back to its own origin, much like the Ouroboros, which is the three-headed snake. Okay, give me a moment. So the healer is like a mirror, right? You're a mirror for people. you're coming to them and you're reflecting what's already existing within them that they have just forgotten and they have not remembered, right? But you see it, you feel it, you know it's there. And it's interesting to be the maiden with that. There may have been like codependency issues because you feel drawn to people to fix them in your past. You know what I mean? To heal them, because you literally can. But what happens is the wires got crossed somewhere in there and it became a mental thing and you forgot about the energetic thing. And then there became human connections on there. You know what I mean? It became a mental, everything happened in your brain. It was all thoughts. It was all thought related, not like from your heart center and your root chakra. You know what I'm saying? It was from ego. Okay, Virgo, let's pull. We're going to pull from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot for you on some clarifiers on how you can stay in balanced and in alignment with your archetypes. These are dope cards. You got a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. Whoa. What? What did I just say, right? All this mental stuff, it's crazy. You got all swords. Literally all swords. On the bottom is the 10 of Cups. These cards illustrated, the illustrations are the best I've ever seen in the way of, they are so true to the Rider-Waite. They honor it, so you can see it so strongly, but there's this beautiful twist of interpretation that Rachel True, the artist author, came up with, that it's so fantastic. It makes them more, if you're at all familiar with the Rider-Waite, there's symbolism, but it's not obvious symbolism. You have to learn the cards and know the meaning of the symbols, right? And then once you know them, you can pick up on it. But these are way more visually like present, and it's spot on. I think she's spot on. So here's the 10 of Cups. I'm just trying to get it closer so you can, I know it's glary. I just want you to see it closer because back here is so far. Okay, that's your underlying. And this is how to keep your archetypes, the Maiden and the Healer, which I'm going to flip to the upright, in how to keep them balanced and harmonious. What you got was the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. You could have very strong air sign placement, Libra in there, any, but the Queen of Swords is Libra, so possibly. But this is all about communication, embodying the truth, the one truth, and being it, letting it permeate everything, keeping it steady. This is all anxiety. It's self-deception in perception. It's waking up it's being in a nightmare and waking up from a nightmare and realizing you're still in a nightmare. And it's because you are creating and you're feeding the low vibes, the low frequency thoughts, the fears. And they've gotten to the point that they're so out of control, they're taking over you. You are in panic mode, you know, you're in depression mode. The 10 is the very end, but this is deep, long pain that you have carried for a very long time. I can't believe it's all swords. It's crazy. And it's the 10 and the 9 and the Queen and the 5. It's like, hold on. This is what happens for you when there's an imbalance between your maiden and your healer, right? When you're not able to be fully in your own truth and be this. It shows up as this. Mad anxiety and so much pressure and pain. But it is literally self-inflicted. It's because there's a truth that you're seeing, that you're knowing, and you're not sharing it, or you're not being honest with yourself. Feel me? So you got to catch yourself on the things, the narratives you're filling in. Make sense? Catch yourself on those. Question them and realign. Whatever you do to get yourself in realignment, yoga, music, like immediate, like whatever works for you like that, implement it in these moments of the key is going to be two things. One, realizing that you are the embodiment of the truth. That who you are and how you are at your core, there's nothing wrong with it. You are beautiful and perfect the way that you are. Okay? Well, I lost my... So there's that. And there's... Sorry, hold on. This could be showing up as other people's untruths getting in your head and fogging you up. Other people's pettiness, other people's gaslighting. You feel me? Other people's need to be right. And that's getting you down. So anytime whatever that feels like internally for you when that situation happens, and sit back when you're in a safe space and you feel emotionally stable, look back on different people who have gaslit you and made you feel smaller and like you were wrong for being you. Go back to it and see how it literally feels, how it felt when it happened. And so that is your trigger. That is your alert. When you feel that happening in you, that's your, this is happening. It's not my fault. I need to remove myself. You feel me? That's what this is saying, for you to become adept at stupid spam alerts. Sorry. Not adept at stupid spam alerts. At recognizing when people are, and when you are keeping yourself from your truth. Make sense? All right, let's get your last bit. The 10 of Cups is your pure happiness. This is your pure happiness. You in your full maiden and healer and your Queen of Swords foundational truth. It's still tripping me out that there's all swords. And you are earth sign. If you have strong air placements, let me know in the comments. If this resonates with you or how it resonates with you, let me know that in the comments too. If you want, as always, no pressure, no obligation. All right, your last words of wisdom from the Spirit. All right. Oh, this literally is me. I literally do this just about every day. This is so funny. The depiction, this is me. Sacred gratitude, reverent appreciation, prayer. Literally, that's me. I go do this almost every day to several different trees, but there's one, well, I mean, they're all very specific. So maybe this is you too. Okay, number 50, which is 5, which is obstacles. 5. This card brings a simple but profoundly important message to you. The woman peacefully stands alone in a quiet forest, reverently placing her hands on an ancient tree. For me, they're all sycamores. I don't know why. I'm drawn to sycamores. With eyes closed, she feels a deep connection to the towering tree, truly appreciating its graceful, majestic presence in her life. This card is telling you to let go of external concerns long enough to spend some time in sacred gratitude. This reverent appreciation calls for you to pause and reflect, to truly feel the value of your life and of your earthly environment down to the depths of your very soul. That sounds like Virgo all the way, right? This is not so much about listing of all the good things you already have as it is about simply experiencing the wonder of being. You feel it, the wonder of being, and it makes you want to connect in a deeply intimate and passionate way. Being one with nature, one with your soul, and one with the planet and everything on it. This mystical approach is easy to adopt through a meditative thought, a deep breath, or a quiet smile. Be careful not to dismiss this choice as frivolous. This inwardly peaceful intention is actually a dynamic energy accelerator. Each quiet, uncluttered moment of gratitude will summon the communal grace of both the creative and magnetic forces flowing through the world, and you can ride these energetic waves with joy. You know this. So take some time to engage in this deeper sense of gratitude now. And if this card is surrounded by activity-filled, high-energy cards, high energy, a lot of mental activity, it's all the more important to weave these peaceful moments of grateful reflection into your daily life. Profound appreciation brings expansive and valuable results. Okay. Your affirmation is, I let go of external concerns and stop to appreciate life's deeper value. My spirit is grateful for life itself. That was beautiful, Virgo. Whew. Thank you for coming and sharing your energy with me. And I hope that this helped. And I will see you next week. Bye, Virgo.